What if the day you wanted to celebrate turned into a nightmare? What if the place you hoped to enjoy most became the scene where someone close to your heart disappeared? This is a new channel, and growth takes time, but your support can help speed it up. If you enjoy content like this, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Our story took place in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee. The day dawned clear and bright over the Great Smoky Mountains, with mist curling between the ridges and the scent of pine and wet earth drifting through the air. 6-year-old Dennis Lloyd Martin, small, shy, but lively and curious, prepared with his father William, grandfather, and older brother for their annual family pilgrimage to Spence Field. It was a tradition of hiking, picnicking, and reveling in the wilderness that had endured for generations. Dennis, dressed in a bright red t-shirt, green shorts, and scuffed Oxford shoes, bounced on the balls of his feet with anticipation, clutching a small toy car he refused to leave behind. His older brother teased him, and the grandfather hummed a low folk tune. The trail to the meadow wound through dense forest, roots twisting across the soil like ancient snakes, streams rushing over rocks, birds calling overhead, and sunlight filtering through the canopy in golden shafts that made the air sparkle with life. It was a sensory symphony of green leaves, earthy smells, and distant mountain vistas that promised adventure. Upon arriving at Spence Field, the family spread blankets on a gentle slope, surrounded by wildflowers swaying in the breeze. The meadow was alive with color, the blue sky dotted with drifting clouds, and the adults laughed as they set up for sandwiches, lemonade, and games. Dennis and his brother ran about, planning a playful trick on their father and grandfather. They whispered and giggled, deciding to jump out from hiding spots to scare the adults. Dennis chose a low bush at the meadow's edge, imagining the thrill of surprise, slipping behind it with his father watching, confident the boy would leap out at any moment. Yet minutes passed. The other children shouted and laughed in their hiding spots, and Dennis never emerged. His absence was immediately noticed as William called and scanned the greenery in rising worry, silence answering him where moments ago vibrant laughter had filled the air. The playful afternoon instantly shifted into fear. Within moments, the family, joined by nearby hikers, rangers, and eventually hundreds of volunteers, began a frantic search through the dense forest. They combed steep slopes, rushing streams, hidden caves, and thick underbrush, while rain began to fall, the temperature dropping, complicating every step. Helicopters scanned the terrain from above. Search dogs tracked scents that seemed to vanish into the mist. Men called out his name into ravines and along ridgelines. Yet despite the largest search in the park's history, involving over 1,400 people, including Green Berets and law enforcement, no trace of Dennis, no body, no clothing, no toy was ever found. The wilderness itself seemed to swallow the mystery. Over the ensuing days and decades, theories emerged. Some suggested he became lost and succumbed to exposure, alone and disoriented in the rugged terrain. Others proposed a fatal encounter with wildlife such as bears or wild boars. A chilling third theory involved a reported sighting of a shaggy, rough-looking man carrying cloth over his shoulder miles from the meadow, though it was never conclusively linked to Dennis. Still, no evidence ever surfaced. The case remained unsolved, a haunting void in the history of the Smoky Mountains. Hikers continue to traverse Spence Field today, some aware of the boy who vanished, others unaware. The family's grief endures, passing silently through the years. The story of Dennis Martin remains a cautionary tale about the fragility of life, the suddenness with which joy can transform into tragedy, and the enduring mystery of a child lost to the wilderness. A truth lingers somewhere in the fog, the forest, and the silence of the Great Smoky Mountains.